Alright, so dividing by a two-digit number. Alright? So we have multiplied by a two-digit number already. I know y'all haven't, but you have kind of. You haven't taken notes on it, but you've done it. And you all know that division is I've got this whole thing and I've got to separate it into parts, right? Okay? But now we got more parts, right? Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So our step one, we're going to write the division problem with a house. That's not exactly what it's called, but that's all I can think of right now. Okay? So, our division problems are going to look like this. Oh, I'm going to run out of room. Dog it. Well, I don't want to do a different number. That way y'all can see three place values. Now let's see. Oh, never mind. I know how to fix it. If you have room on your paper, don't take it off yet. Make sure you don't have room. I didn't have room. Now I have room for my number over there, see? Okay? So 38 divided by 3,968. Okay? So that's step one. Pretty easy, right? Good. Step two. If needed, write the T-chart. Using the divisor. Now, like I said, if you don't need to do the T-chart, then don't do it. If you know your facts well enough and you don't need to, then don't do it. Alright? But y'all remember the T-chart that we talked about. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we only need 9. We only need to multiply it times 9 because we can only put 10 digits into a place value.
How many steps are there?
Don't have a clue. Okay? Okay, so we got 2 is 76. Remember, you're going to do all that multiplying off to the side when you're doing your paper. 114, 152, 190, 228, 266, 304, and 342. Sorry. Okay. Step 3. So, step 3. Step 3. So we have our problem. Okay? The first thing we've got to figure out, you're going to do one of two things. Alright? A or B. A, you can estimate. like the guy did on the video. He turned this 38 into 40, and his number 2,394, he turned it into 2,400. Y'all remember that from the video? Okay. You can estimate, so then 38 is going to estimate to 40, and then 3,968 is going to estimate to 4,000, actually. Makes sense? So then you have to ask yourself, how many times will 4 go into 4,000? 40? 1,000 times, but I've got 40 and 4,000, so that would be what? 100 times, right? But I can't put 10 in this place value, can I? Right? Does that make sense? Okay? So I'd have to start where? What number would I have to start with from number 2? 7 is 266. We're working with 4,000 here. What's wrong with 9? It's not quite 400, right? Okay? Like I told y'all already, I don't really like the estimating. Okay? That's why. Well, I feel like it makes me do too much work. Okay? Or, B, you're going to cover up. Cover up the ones place in the divisor. Cover up the ones place in the divisor. And then uncover the dividend. And y'all know this is the outside, this is the inside, right? Divisor's on the outside, dividend's on the inside. Quotient is your answer, you remember that? And then uncover the dividend. Starting at the first place value. The first place value listed. Alright, so let me show you what that's going to look like. Alright, so I'm going to take my pencil, take my marker, and ask myself, does 3 go into 3? Yes, it does, right? But my divisor is 38. Okay? Is it going to go into 39? Cortiana, lift your head up. Does 38 go into 39? Yes. It does, right? Okay? So, does the divisor, that's only one quotation, sorry, go into the digit you uncovered? Okay? Does that make sense? Did you see, do you remember what I was doing? 3 does go into 3, but 38, does it go into 39? Is my next question, right? Okay. So you see how I'm using my pencils and my markers to cover up numbers so I can see them. Does that make sense? Okay. So I have to ask myself, does 3 go into 3? Yes, it does. But I'm working with a 2-digit number, so I have to move my marker over. I have to move my marker over and see if the whole thing goes into the next number, right? Does that make sense? So, that says yes on it. Okay. Step 4. I don't have my grid paper over here, so we're going to line them up. Okay? So step 4. Complete the multiplication using the number you decided in step 3, sorry. So when we were talking about step 3 over here, so it's 38 So when we covered up, we said 3 will go into 3 one time, right? What? So I know that 3 goes into 3, right? Does everybody agree? But I've got 38. I don't have just 3, correct? But I have 39. How many times will 38 go into 39? One time, right? So then I do my multiplication. 1 times 8 is what? 1 times 8 is 8. And you notice that my ones place is going where I've put my number. Okay, it's going to stay all lined up. Alright, 1 times 3 is 3. So I'm going to subtract. Oh, wait, that's step 5. Sorry. Subtract. Subtract the answer from step 4. Subtract the answer from step 4 to find the step 4 to find the remaining pieces of that place value. Okay. Now, you noticed that we didn't go over all the way to the ones place, right? Does everybody see that? We started just where 38 would go into the number. Does everybody see that? Okay? And we're going to keep going down that line until I have nothing left to use. All right? Does that make sense? Okay. So, again, 38. Oops, I need to go down one. Sorry. My bad. Okay, so I got my 1 up here. I did my multiplication. Now I've got to subtract this, right? 9 minus 8 is what? 1. 3 minus 3 is what? 0. Step 6. Bring down the next digit from the original dividend. So, did it again. Sorry. So now I'm going to bring down this 6. I wrote the number wrong. Oh well. You were right, Talman. So again, I have to ask myself, is 3 going to go into 1? Is 3 going to go into 1? No. Will 3 go into 16? Yes. But I have 2 digits here again. Will 38 go into 16? No. Okay? So step 7. You have to ask yourself, there's a lot of steps in division.
And there's a lot of asking.
Yep. Does this new number from step 6, I'm sorry, my bad. Is this new number from step 6 bigger than the divisor? Okay. Okay, so I have to ask myself, is this new number from step 6 bigger than the divisor? Is 16 bigger than the divisor? No. No. If it's no, you're going to bring down the next place value. If it's yes, you are going back You're going back to step 3 and working the steps again. Again. When you say no, you're going to bring down the next place value. I'm going to do that in just a second. And continue. And continue from step 3 again. Sorry. Just write it off to the side. So step 8, you're going to continue working steps 3 through 7 until you have no more place value digits to bring down. So my new number is what? 168. So I have to cover up my ones place, and I'm only looking at We already said 3 doesn't go into 1, right? Did we ever say how many times 3 will go into 16?
0.
3 will go into 16?
Oh, it'll go about 5 times.
About 5 times, right? But I'm working with 38, right?
Yeah.
So, step 4 tells me that I've got to determine the number that will go into 168, right? Does everybody agree with that? And when I look over back at my T-chart, what do you notice about 5?
It's 190.
It's 190. Is 190 bigger or smaller than 168?
Bigger.
It's bigger, so am I going to be able to use 5?
No.
No, right? And this place value we didn't do anything, right? So we got to put that placeholder, that 0 up there, because 38 does not go into 16, right? And we know it's not 5 because we did the T-chart, right? So we're going to try 4, right? So 4 times 8 is what? Now I got to multiply. 32. 4 times 3 is what?
12.
Plus 3.
15.
So then I got to subtract, right? 8 minus 2 is what? 6 minus 5 is what? So I have to ask myself, is 16 bigger than 38?
No.
No. So I can't do anything else with it, right? So 16 is what?
A remainder.
So our remainder. And how do we write remainders? No, we write them as a fraction. Now, 16 over 38 can be simplified, right? Because 2 goes into both of those numbers, right? Okay. So when I divide by 2, by 2, 16 divided by 2 is 8, right? 38 divided by 2, 1. 8 over 19, right? What do you know about 19? It's a prime number, so can this go any smaller? No. Okay? So there are your division notes. You should be able to do the back of your multiplication paper now.